Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the video. This video is going to be a review of some of my favourite episodes from the TV series One Step Beyond. So I decided to make this this review series because recently I had a bit of a setback on my road to recovery, and so I'm going to be stuck inside for a very decent amount of time while my foot recovers from surgery. So I thought, this might be something fun to do, just to share some of my favorite episodes from this series. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, and by the way, if the camera falls at any time, I do apologize. I have it set up on a 1 meter ruler, propped between my computer screen there and a big CD case wallet here. So yeah, it's a bit makeshift and a bit precarious, but I didn't want to hold it. So anyway, this for those who don't know, this TV series came out in the 50s, I believe, and it's pretty old school. It is all in black and white, and it's very like vintage style. So it's hosted by this chap here, John Newland, or perhaps John Newland, if you prefer. And that's this fellow here. I quite like him. He's a very classic kind of 50s TV host, and I mentioned before, like, I really dig the 50s and that whole kind of I don't know, just the style of that kind of stuff. And so this is a really fun series. So it does predate, you can see here, it predates the Twilight Zone. So it's in the same vein as the Twilight Zone, in that it's like kind of supernatural and like really weird shit's going on. But it differs, right, in the Twilight Zone stories, because the Twilight Zone was generally all fiction. But if you read here somewhere, the primary difference between the two shows was the effort One Step Beyond made to discover and present real stories of supernatural events and recreate them. So every episode is based on true events, true documented events, and occasionally they'll even have, like, they remake them with actors and stuff, but then sometimes they even have, at the end, they might feature like the real person that the story's about, or like someone associated it will, like, they'll interview them briefly and stuff. And so it's really cool, because some of these stories are just fucking bizarre. Like, you know, they say sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and like this is definitely telling to that. I think I don't know much about the copyright kind of stuff with YouTube, so I'm just gonna like kind of watch it through with you and stop it in a few places, and then I think I'll cut some stuff out and like just kind of give you like a play-by-play of like the main parts, and then at the end give you a bit of a like a breakdown of like my thoughts and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm just gonna focus on the main episodes. I was gonna do everyone, but you know, there's a lot of episodes here. Oh fuck, I hate when that happens. You can see it's got a little slim shlam here. Yeah, see, and these are all the episodes. So yeah, there's a lot. But I'm gonna start with disc 3, episode 1. Although this says season 2, episode 3, so I'm not really sure about that. But yeah, you can see there's the date it was released, 59. That's pretty old school. So yeah, but Brainwave, man. This is a I won't let you read the detail about what it's about. It's a bit of a spoiler, but yeah, this is a story that I really liked. I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. But yeah, like I said, you kind of get that with a lot of these. You're like, man, as if this could possibly have been have happened to someone, let alone enough of you know, documentation about it to be kind of verified and collaborated. So yeah, I think this should be fun. I enjoy just watching these episodes anyway, so if anything, I'll get a kick out of just watching it. But yeah, I think this would be good to share, and hopefully you guys get into it a bit. Yeah, so I think that'll about do for the intro. Yeah, I'll cut this and I'll talk to you shortly when we fire up the first episode. Okay.
Have you ever been certain your telephone would ring in the next 10 seconds? Or have you ever walked down a strange street and had the feeling that you knew what lay beyond the unturned corner? Yes? Then you've had a brief encounter with the world of the unknown. You are ready for the actual human experience that follows.
Alcoa presents a new and unusual kind of television program that takes you just beyond the world in which you live. Alcoa presents Aluminum, from the world's leading producer, Aluminum Company of America, who creates new and unusual uses of this wondrous metal for the world in which you do live. And now, John Newland takes you one step beyond.
The sea is calm now. Guns are silent. Planes in the sky carry nothing more menacing than tourists. All things considered, it's a good time in the world. But it wasn't always so good or quiet. Not so very long ago, the sea was a battleground. The sky was filled with death. World War II. It hardly seems real to some of us now. Something consigned to history books. But there were things that happened that never made the history books because they were too incredible to be recorded. That is, except in the memories of the men involved. They remember and will certainly never forget.
Before we get too far into this, I just want to say that intro was like pretty cool. I thought I really liked that advertisement for aluminum. It's funny to see like an advert for something that's so commonplace now as other. Well, I mean, I'd call it aluminium, but yeah, and yeah, the whole vibe of that intro. Oh, I love that shit. Alright. Okay, anyway, here we go. Alright, so the story begins here on what is, I believe, the Atlantic Ocean. And as you heard Mr. John Newland say, this takes place in World War II. The year is 1944. Now, I don't believe they actually give the name of this ship in this episode, but they do give the name of a sister ship later, which I'll reference. So yes, this story is taking place in World War II aboard a naval vessel. I believe it's an American ship. And yeah, you can see that the ship that this story is about is currently under fire, and we're going to meet the protagonist very shortly. So we'll just let this play through a bit longer.
Where are you going? Get out of here! Get out of here! Out of it! Get out of it! You all right, my boy? Come on. Go below. You all right? Come on, let's go. You all right? How many hits did we get?
2, sir. Nothing serious.
All right. Secure all battle stations.
Secure all battle stations.
Secure all battle stations.
Well, I hope it's the last we see of them for a while.
Sir, all gun crew reports secured.
What was the follow-up on number 1 gun?
Driscoll came unglued, sir.
We'll take him below and have Harris tend to him.
I did, sir, but Harris is in no condition to treat a sick dog. Again? Yes, sir, again. The engineering officer reports, sir, the electrical board is out. Be at least 6 hours before repairs are completed.
All right, boats.
Aye, sir.
Alright, so we just got a few of the major characters' names there. Harris. Harris is the dude that is below, and he's not fit to treat a sick dog. So Harris is he's the main dude this story's about. We'll get his role and designation shortly. And then we've got the captain there on the right. The captain's name is... I can't remember. I haven't got it written down here. But then the first officer there on the left is Driscoll. And then I do like the way they were talking about the gunner. Driscoll, and he says when he tried to run away and freaked out, and then that guy refers to it as becoming unglued. Driscoll came unglued, sir. Which I think is a funny way to put it, but I like it. Alright, so yes, Captain, we'll get his name shortly. I haven't got it here. The skipper, but Harris is the main dude, and then Mr. Stanley, the first mate there. Alright, so we'll crack on.
Aye, sir.
Well, this is sure a lucky day. So for 6 hours, we just sit here. Wonder how long it'll be before one of their reconnaissance planes spots us.
It'd be quite an afternoon, sir.
Could be. What do you suppose made young Driscoll crack up?
He'll be all right. I'm not worried about him.
Harris?
Yes.
I think I understand, Harris.
Well, I don't, sir.
Man, I love this music. So I'm still not too sure what the captain understands there and what the first mate doesn't understand. I've got an inkling as towards like why Driscoll's freaking out, and the captain says, "Yeah, I get it," and then the other guy says, "I don't." Maybe that's it. A bit unclear, but yeah, man, I love that music. Fucking really sets the scene, but it's like it's not too overpowering. Sometimes in those these old movies, like that music really is just way too much. But I think they handle it quite nicely in this show. Okay, let's crack on. I think we're going to meet Harris here. Yeah, I do enjoy this first meeting of Harris. This is quite good.
Harris, if I didn't think you'd poison the Pacific, I'd throw you overboard.
Wouldn't that be against Navy regulations, sir?
Knock it off and stand up.
That's going to be a little bit of a problem.
Knock it off and stand up! Oh, I've had a belly full of you, Harris. I've had you. Run up to there. Put this man in the brig.
Aye, aye, sir. Let's go, Harris.
All right, gently.
Let's go.
Come on, brother, gently.
That was such a good line. If I didn't think you'd poison the I think he said Atlantic, I can't remember, but he's like, if I didn't think you'd poison the ocean, I'd throw you in. And yeah, as you can see, when he's like, oh, he's not fit to I think he said treat a sick dog. Harris he's wasted, he's drunk, and you'll see why shortly.
Sir?
What about Harris? You see him?
Yes, I saw him. He was stoned again. I had to put him in the brig.
That's the third time in 2 weeks.
May I speak frankly?
Since when do you have to ask?
I sincerely hope you're going to recommend court-martial this time. Harris's behavior is having a detrimental effect on the rest of the men.
I know. But you see, Stacy, Harris is trying to...
Will, we all have problems.
Take over the watch, Mr. Stacy.
Aye, sir.
Keep your fingers crossed. 6 hours sitting here like a fat duck.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure why Mr. Stanley calls him stoned. Perhaps that's what they used to call being drunk, but yeah, he's not high. He's just wasted. He's just been drinking. He's gotten into the perhaps he got into the medical alcohol or something like that. And yeah, sitting there like a fat duck. That's what they're doing. I think they're making repairs.
On your feet, Harris. On your feet.
All right. That's all, bosun.
Aye, aye, sir.
Harris, you're a pretty intelligent fellow. Do you know what being drunk during a battle means? You know what a court-martial would do to you?
Yeah, up against a wall. And bang, bang, bang.
Harris, you had me pretty confused. I mean, at first. Why would one of the best men in my ship suddenly turn into the Navy's #1 fowler?
You drink a little, you forget your troubles. What's wrong with that? You ought to try it, Captain. Maybe you could forget how we're stuck out here all by our lonesomes. Who knows, you might even forget the whole lousy war.
Has the drink helped you forget your brother? Yeah, I found out about it a couple of days ago.
What loudmouth slob? That's none of your business.
Everything on this ship is my business, and don't you ever forget it. How old was he?
What are we we gonna have? A nice little heart-to-heart talk? 19. A rich, full life, huh, Captain?
I'm sorry.
Who isn't? Everybody's sorry. The Navy Department, my mother, the girl who was in love with him. Nobody's as sorry as me. I talked him into enlisting. You want to have a good laugh while we sit out here on the quiet Pacific? This kid brother of mine decided he wasn't going to fight. He and his girl were going to get married, and they were going to be medical missionaries. Take penicillin and the word of the Lord to the Hottentots. But after Pearl Harbor, I had a nice long talk with little brother. Made him see the error of his ways. You should have heard me, Captain. You would have been real proud. I used every cliche in the book. I didn't miss a one. You have to do God's work with a gun before you can do it with a medicine and a hymn book. I even said that.
Well, isn't that about true?
Hey, Captain, you're not going to tell me my kid brother died for any noble cause. Come on, he died because a bomb exploded, period. End of report.
You really think that's the end of it? I mean for him.
What else is there? You mean like up yonder?
Who knows?
I know. There's nothing. Nothing except what you can see and hear and touch, and you can quote me. This is real. This lousy ship, this stinking brig. You and that little gold braid. That's real. There isn't anything else. There's nothing else.
That's also real, Harris. That's the only reality, God help us. If you have to hate somebody for killing your brother, try hating the enemy.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good scene. I really like that. You know, the captain's quite like, he's a fair guy. He's tough but fair. He's like looking out for Harris, but he you know, he needs him to pull his shit together because they're at war and they gotta rely on each other. And then man, part of the reason I like this this old stuff, this old series, is I feel like the acting back then, or at least in this, it's like it's really good. Like you really can relate to Harris, and he comes across in that part that he's playing really well. You know, like talking about his dead kid brother and like how he talked him into it and shit. Like fucking, it's really genuine. I rate it. I rate his performance. So yeah, and all right, let's crack on.
Let's get him to the wardroom. Be very, very careful with him.
Alright, so that was a major plot twist to the story. That was the captain, and he just got fucked up. And yeah, they're taking him to the wardroom, and shit's about to get real.
But, sir, you know we're under strict orders not to break radio silence.
Just do as I tell you. Contact the heavy cruiser Athena and tell them I want to talk to their chief surgeon.
Alright, so this is the sister ship. I'm calling it a sister ship. I don't know if that's accurate, but it's like another ship. And you heard him call it there, the Athena. Alright, so I'm not sure if that is actually the name of the real ship, but you can see it here. It's like under fire, and they're gonna call up. He's just asked to call up the chief surgeon or the head surgeon on the Athena. So that's who they're gonna talk to on the radio now.
This is Captain Madison speaking, Senior Medical Officer. Can I help you?
This is Lieutenant Commander Stacy. Commander Fielding, our skipper's badly hurt. He's bleeding to death. We don't know what to do.
Fielding? Bill Fielding? Well, isn't there anybody aboard who...
We've got nobody.
Nobody?
There's a fellow up in the brig who's supposed to be a pharmacist's mate, and that's all.
What's his rating?
Before we busted him, he was a pharmacist's mate first class.
Send him up to the radio shack. I want to talk to him.
Sir, he's hopeless.
Mr. Stacy, I'm afraid he's the only hope you have.
So I just realised, I think I've been calling the first mate Stanley, but his name is actually Mr. Stacy. I've just realised there. And yeah, they're talking about Harris. He's the pharmacist's mate first class, who was I think he called him a screw up, and he's down here in the brig. But he's the only one aboard their ship that has any kind of medical rating that could possibly help their captain. Captain Fielding was his name. So yeah, they're going to get him. They're going to get him now.
On your feet, Harris.
Welcome to my home away from home, Mr. Stacy.
On your feet.
You gonna throw me in the ocean like you promised?
Move, Harris.
Come on, Harris.
Check that shrapnel wound in his neck. We need to know just how serious this is.
Now, wait a minute, I'm no doctor.
You check it, Harris.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can see, Captain's pretty fucked up. Harris is the only dude there that can possibly help him. And, yeah, they're going to get the Dr. Madison on the Athena on the radio, and he's going to try and convince Harris to see if he can help him.
Harris is with me now. Here he is. Tell him what you told me.
I examined Commander Fielding.
What did you find, Harris?
He's got a hunk of shrapnel in his neck.
Exactly where?
It's on the left side, a couple of inches above the shoulder.
How bad's the bleeding?
Well, it's pretty bad.
Mr. Stacy tells me you're a pharmacist's mate first class.
I was. At the moment, I'm a prisoner of war.
Stop clowning. What do you want him to do, sir?
How long will it take to rig a loudspeaker in the wardroom?
A couple of minutes. Get some men on that.
Good. Now have Harris break out the instruments and start scrubbing. Contact me later.
Yes, sir.
What's he talking about? What for?
Get to the wardroom on the double.
What for?
Get to the wardroom, Harris.
The way I feel, I couldn't take the nail out of a bedpost.
That is not what you want your surgeon to say when he's walking into the theatre. Fuck, man, I love Harris. He's the best. Alright. So, yeah, actually, Dr. Madison's pretty good too. I rate him. He's pretty, like, he seems pretty genuine. Alright, let's continue.
What if I say I just won't do it? What are you going to do, shoot me?
You're going to do it.
Look, can I get this through your head? Even if I was feeling okay, I couldn't do it.
Madison's one of the best surgeons in the fleet. If he thinks it might work, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, but the skipper's not a bad guy. This is like killing him.
And if we do nothing, what happens then? Here. We're ready, sir.
Have you started the plasma?
Yes, sir. Look, sir, I got the shake so bad I can't do this.
Is he still unconscious?
Did you hear what I said?
Is he still unconscious?
Yes, yes.
All right, good. Now, we can't risk using anesthetic in his condition.
Sir, will you please listen to me?
Now, you listen to me. This is tough. We're stuck. You're going to do it. You're going to follow my instructions quickly and carefully. You're going to do exactly what I tell you to do. Your skipper happens to be a very good friend of mine.
Okay, let's get on with it. Let's get the thing over with.
All right, now. Get some Kelly hemostats from the tray.
Yes, sir. Open the sterilizer and get those hemostats and put them in the alcohol. All right, sir.
Now, swab down the wound with antiseptic and drape the area with sterile towels.
Okay, sir, that's done. Sir? Dr. Madison? Dr. Madison, are you there?
Yes. All right now, Harris. The first step is to clamp off the small veins. Tie them with the suture. You'll see which ones I mean when you begin.
If we're lucky, you'll have no difficulty locating them.
Put another hemostat in there. Okay, sir.
Now you should be able to locate the fragment of shrapnel by gently probing the area. Begin.
You better find it.
Look, will you wipe my forehead, please?
Have you found the fragment?
Yeah, I found it.
What's the exact position?
It's just left of the jugular vein. Almost touching it.
I was afraid of that. Now listen closely, Harris. That's the critical point. You mustn't, under any circumstances, allow the jugular to be severed. Now, the edges of the shrapnel are undoubtedly jagged. It must be removed with extreme caution.
Okay, okay.
Now, don't get rattled, Harris.
Yeah, that's easy to say.
Just take it easy for a couple of seconds. Take a couple of deep breaths.
Yeah, take a couple of deep breaths. What's that gonna do, huh?
Harris?
Okay, let's go. Let's get started.
All right. The veins are tied?
Yes, they're tied.
Very well. Now, grasp the fragment with the hemostat. Gently, firmly.
Yeah. I had it. It slipped away.
Try again, Harris. Now, try to be just a bit firmer. Once you have the clamp around the fragment. It is jagged, isn't it?
Boy, it's like a top of a tin can.
Are you all right, Harris?
Yeah, I got it now.
Good. Now, the removal of the fragment is the most delicate part of the job. Now, you've got to let me guide you. One wrong move.
What is it? What's that?
I don't know, they've broken contact.
Oh, not now. Oh, come on, not now. Well, if we don't get that thing fixed, he'll die.
I'll go up to the radio shack and try to get through. Don't try anything by yourself, you hear me?
Oh, hurry, sir. Hurry! Oh. Oh, come on. Come on, please.
What happened?
I don't know, sir. The Athena just quit sending.
Why? My God, why?
Sounded like she was under attack. Maybe they knocked the antenna out. Haven't been able to raise the thing.
Contact one of the other ships. Anyone. Find out what happened.
I'll try, sir.
7-2, break.
Dr. Madison, for God's sake. Come on, please.
Harris? Harris?
Yes, sir. What happened? We lost contact.
Is Fielding still all right?
Yeah, he's still breathing.
Well, let's get on with it.
Oh, the clamp slipped. Look, I'll have to reach the fragment again. Okay, I got it.
All right. Now begin to withdraw the shrapnel. Very slowly. Straight toward you. That's it. No, straight toward you. Carefully. Stop.
I think he's gaining consciousness.
That does not happen, Harris. He can move and lacerate the jugular. Now hold the fragment exactly as it is. Do you understand? Be very calm.
It's okay, we're in luck. He's passed out again.
Slowly. Firmly pull slightly upward on the fragment. Slow. Good. Now never take your eyes off the jugular. Up. Now. Straight again. Straight toward you. That's it.
I got it.
You're not finished yet, Harris. Now, you must tie off the deep bleeders as you did the outer ones. Use the hemostats to clamp them off.
Okay. Yes, sir. Well, what next? Dr. Madison, what kind of bandage do I put on?
Harris.
What next? Yeah.
I told you not to go on without Madison.
I didn't.
What do you mean you didn't?
He guided me every step of the way. I couldn't have done it without him.
We contacted the Dayton. The Athena received 2 direct hits. One bomb caught the radio room. Killed everybody instantly. Everybody.
What? It's impossible. I couldn't have done this without him. He guided me every step of the way.
Harris, are you out of your mind? There couldn't have been a sound out of that loudspeaker. Dr. Madison was killed 10 minutes ago.
Lieutenant Commander Stacy was right about one thing. The heavy cruiser USS Athena did take 2 direct bomb hits from enemy aircraft at 10:40 hours, March the 22nd, 1944. One of the bombs knocked out the communication system of the ship, at the same time killing radio man first class Tom McCrory and Captain Clyde Madison, the senior medical officer aboard the USS Athena. I suppose, too, that we reasonable people must agree with Lieutenant Commander Stacy on another count. After Madison was killed, the further transmission of his voice was absolutely impossible. But it was also absolutely impossible for pharmacist-mate Harris, an untrained man, to complete this final and most complicated stage of the operation without his voice. To really explain what happened in that hot, steamy wardroom, we cannot look simply to logic or reason. Can we? I can only tell you that there is now, living in Southern California, a retired naval officer who has a word for it. His word is miracle. His name is Will Fielding. In a moment, something about next week.
And so there you have it. What a story. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Yes. So yeah. I really rate that performance by the actor that played Harris. Man, it was good. You know, he's a real likable guy. And yeah. And yeah, Dr. Madison I think was good as well. He played that role really well. You know, he was just like the voice of reason, super trustworthy, super self-assured, knew exactly what to do in a time of crisis. And then you have that the fact that the bomb hits and knocks out the communication, and then you know, Harris still hears him. Like, how does that happen, you know? Does he talk to him from beyond the grave, perhaps? Or was it just like an internal thing that Harris had on his own, you know? Did he, was he so just like zoned in that he like internalized the voice of Dr. Madison inside his own head, or was he just like so zoned in that he just like pierced the veil? Or was perhaps Dr. Madison just like, you know, so zoned in to like saving his friend, Captain Fielding, Commander Fielding, that he like, yeah, he didn't let death fucking stop him. Yes, who knows? It's an excellent story in any case. And then, you know, they have those names. They have the name of the ship, and then he says Will Fielding is still alive in Arizona, I think it was. And so Fielding was the captain. So, you know. Yes, very, very good. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that story. I don't know if this is going to stay up on YouTube or if it's going to get smacked with a copyright strike straight away, so I might have to trim it down or like put a filter on it, or yeah, who knows. We'll find that out in the days to come. But yeah, in any case, thanks for joining me on this recap of one of my favourite episodes from none other than One Step Beyond. And a tip for the next few episodes to come, whenever you hear that music start to play, like whatever it is, you know there's some fucking crazy shit about to go down. So yeah. Alright, thank you all, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.